What's up, YouTube? It's your boy RushMoreRick, and today we got Predator school counselor realize he's been caught. I don't know what it is. I don't know what's in the water in today's society nowadays, where a lot of this stuff coming out in schools about like people and these teachers, these principals, these people in higher positions of authority messing with little kids. It's getting nasty out here, and it's like one of them things that you just see casually on the timeline, and that you just like you glance at it like, ew, this is weird, and then you scroll. And I'm hoping it don't get normalized, but. Enough rambling. Let's tap in. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got today.
What crime am I being suspected of?
Crime?
Yeah.
Okay, well, right now would be a potential offense.
He was pretty upset. Said he had every right to put my face through my.
Yeah, there's something weird about this guy.
He liked the attention he got from female students that he worked with specifically.
I'm gonna be honest with you, up. This is grooming behavior.
Did you ask him if there was ever?
It's weird though, because this is like a lot of male teachers, like especially like I don't know if y'all dealt with this directly, but I went to a school where a lot of male teachers they thrive off of that. Like it's kind of like they come to the school to fucking seek out female attention, and not even from female like other teachers, like other female counterparts, their coworkers. No, they're interacting with the children, they're flirting with the children, they're going back and forth doing little petty stuff with the kids, with the little girls and stuff like that. And it's just like a lot of that stuff always been weird to me. I feel like we got to do a better job vetting these teachers. We got to do a better job of before we place you around the most vulnerable people. How do you act? What are your character traits? Like, we need to do a better job at vetting these quote unquote professionals. You know what I'm saying? Stop letting them around the youth.
Anyone else? Other students? Yes.
On April 5th, 2023, the Mason County Sheriff's Office in Shelton, Washington is called when a 15-year-old girl fails to return home after a run. Using Find My Phone, they go to her last known location and discover a grown man hiding nearby in the woods.
Niggas hiding? Like I feel like that's the automatic, like you're automatically guilty, because what are you hiding for? Imagine somebody comes looking for their daughter and you didn't even flee the scene. I'm not advocating for covering your tracks, but buddy, you didn't even leave. You fucking hid in the woods nearby.
Shocking as this is, the man's true identity and the scope of his other indiscretions are even more disturbing than anyone could have imagined.
It is her school counselor.
The following is based on official police records released to date, and some of the footage has never been seen before until now. When her daughter didn't come home after a run, the 15-year-old's mother and stepfather trace her location on Find My Phone to a road near their house, arriving just in time to see the teen walk out of the woods. They soon realize that a man is hiding somewhere deeper in the trees. He only emerges once they've taken the keys to his motorcycle, where they had been left in the ignition, and called the police. Now that a deputy is on the scene, he approaches the man.
How's it going? You got ID on you? Is there any reason that a school counselor is...
This is a school counselor? Blonde hair, black nails, rings, dirt bike? Well, I know it's a motorcycle. I know it's not a dirt bike, but it's like, this is what society, like, I remember school counselors being fucking big, fat, bald, and ugly. Like, you wouldn't want to be seen outside of school with these niggas. Not that like, I want to be, he looks like a weirdo. I wouldn't want to be seen with him either, but it's like, you got these adults who work in these institutions that are trying to appeal to children. You know what I'm saying? What other reason would a grown man be out here painting his nails? And like, what other reason? That's what the kids do. Like, if we're being honest, that's what the kids are doing. You know what I'm saying? Confused ass kids are out here painting their nails. Why are grown adults who deal with children on a daily basis doing stuff like this?
Meeting with a 15-year-old girl outside of school up in the middle of the woods?
I have reason.
With the daggle earrings. Let that sink in.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not what they suspected to be.
Okay, well, here's the deal. I've been doing this job for 7 years.
Sure.
And you hiding in the woods tells me otherwise.
Sure.
So...
Sure.
Don't agree with that.
You don't?
No.
You really don't think that it's unprofessional that you're up here in the woods with a 15-year-old girl?
I would say that I crossed the line professionally. I would say it's not what I think you're insinuating it to be.
Okay.
The deputy returns to his vehicle, relaying the information he's uncovered so far.
So this 15-year-old girl was up here.
And look. From a professional liar to a professional liar, you got to see what he's doing, right? He's giving that I crossed the line professionally. I'm owning up to one aspect of the story, but he said, but what you're insinuating, I'm not guilty of that. It's like, this is something that liars do, where it's like you've obviously been caught in a situation. You've been caught doing something. You've been caught, whether you said something, whether you did something, whether you're in an act or post-act, it don't matter. In order to lessen the blow in his mind, or in the liar's mind, to lessen the blow, you got to give them something. You know what I'm saying? You got to offer some sort of credibility to the situation. You got to offer some sort of, okay, you caught me here. I'm not going to fess up to this, but I will give you this. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to follow this stuff. That's gaslighting 101. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, I've been lying since I was a fucking newborn baby. Not proud of it. Sometimes I had to, sometimes I didn't. Sometimes I do it for fun. Sometimes I do it because I have to. Like when you lied enough, you kind of get a sense of why people are lying, how they're lying, the ways that they're lying. You know what I'm saying? This nigga right here, clearly he got caught doing something, but he's not gonna get out of here unscathed. It's impossible. He's gonna feel that. There you go. He's gonna feel something. Now, what he feels is ultimately up to him. How much is he willing to how deep is the hole is he willing to dig himself right now? You know what I'm saying? Because he's, like he said, I crossed the line professionally. Should I be out here with a kid? Hell no. Should I have been out here hiding in the woods? Hell no. I'm a school counselor, and that makes it really nasty, because I feel like as a school counselor, it's a little bit different from a teacher. Your job as a school counselor is to counsel children. You know what I'm saying? You're getting a gist of how kids are outside of the classroom. You know what I'm saying? Academics aside. I'm like, what is your home like? You know what I'm saying? What is dragging you down today? Like, how are you feel? Are you sad? Are you happy? Like, you know what I'm saying? School counselors get a lot of that. You know what I'm saying? Your role is to counsel, to guide, to be there for a child in need whenever they need you. And that nigga's obviously taking advantage of it by being in the woods with a fucking 15-year-old kid. But outra vez, let's keep going.
In booty shorts, and parents came up, found a street bike near where her location was showing. She came out of the woods, and some male had ran off and hid in the woods. It's West Govey. It was initially called in as a welfare, that they were worried about the daughter. The reason was they came up here and found a bike, and then a male had ran into the woods. Daughter's wearing booty shorts. The male finally came out. It is her school counselor. He is 29 years old. It's Samuel Caffey. They've been thinking something was kind of weird between the interactions between him and their daughter. They said he finally came out of the woods after they were up here for quite a while. He came walking back out to his street bike here.
The girl's parents told the deputy that they had waited for about an hour for Sam to finally emerge from the woods. Her mother had first become uncomfortable with her daughter's relationship with her school counselor in mid-December 2022. She was missing a significant amount of class time and spending it in Sam's office. The first week of January, she went to the school to address her concerns, only to discover that her daughter was with him in his office at that very moment. At the scene, the deputy speaks with the teen's mother and stepdad to establish more of the story about how they ended.
And it's like, as a parent, like, if you already known that something is up, and if you already brought it to the attention of the school, if the school's not even willing to do nothing, if the school's not even willing to play ball and say, yeah, this is weird. This is weird that your daughter spends an absurd amount of time, you know what I'm saying, in this man's office. She's not in the classroom as much as she should be. She's missing valuable instruction time because she's too busy being in the presence of this school counselor. You know what I'm saying? And I feel as though, if I'm not sure how school counselors work, like, to be honest, I know we had one. I never spent a second with that. Not till it was time for me to start applying to colleges and doing FAFSA and all that shit. And that's where he dealt with us as a collective. We never got 1v1s like that. Never. Unless you needed that, unless you wanted that, unless you sought that. So I don't understand, as a school, like, why are you not making him log these sessions? this little girl's with him for a lot of time. What are y'all doing in that time? You know what I'm saying? What are y'all talking about? What actions are y'all taking for her? What makes her keep coming back? You know what I'm saying? Is this a therapy session? Is she using you to get out of class? Like, that's how some kids, like, they fake an injury and they go to the nurse's office and they ain't even doing nothing. They just laying in the nurse's office on a little bed or in a chair or whatever, just so they don't got to be in class, just so they don't got to do stuff. So what is this little girl doing? Like, why is the school not tracking that? Unless it's just like a big school and it got too many kids to account for. And in that case, that's a whole different issue right there.
Up here today.
Your daughter's just hanging out in the back of the car.
Yeah, I'm going to kind of go keep an eye on her. I don't believe there's anything she has that she can, like, herself with, but she's said it multiple times because she didn't want us to find out who she was in the woods with. And we said, hey, if he's an 18-year-old boy, no, we'll be gladly give him his keys to his car back and we'll leave.
When you got here, where'd they go?
When I pulled in, walking, and I said, well, whose bike is this? And she said, oh, I don't know. But then she went and took her phone off of it, and I said, well, you know whose bike it is, like, whose property is this? What are you doing? Who are you with? And, like, they wouldn't show themselves. They were hiding in the woods, and I thought I was going to come up here. Maybe she got hit by a car, or, you know, who knows, somebody pick her up. I'm freaking out, like, she's not picking up, her phone's not even moving. And
did she drive up here, or did?
No, she said she was going on a run. I don't know if she hopped on that bike and came up here, if he picked her up and brought her up here, or if she actually ran her little butt up here and met him up here. I don't know.
Though they wouldn't discover this just yet, right before the deputy arrived, the 15-year-old messaged Sam on Snapchat, writing, "They took your keys and got your license plate, and I don't know what to do." Investigators later discovered a note underneath this message reading, "You changed chats to delete immediately." The other messages exchanged between Sam and the student would paint a horrifying picture.
I know I'm being asked to stay, right? I guess I wasn't directly being asked to stay, but I know you have my ID and my key.
Yep. You're not going nowhere.
Sure.
There's 2 detectives on their way up here. They're going to be coming up to talk to you.
Sure.
So just hang tight over next to your bike.
Okay.
They're going to be here soon. Okay. And the detective sergeant is contacting the school to find out as to why you're up here with a 15-year-old girl hiding in the woods. So you can go and wait over next to your bike.
One last question, if I may.
Mm-hmm.
What crime am I being suspected of?
Crime?
Yeah.
Okay, well, right now would be a potential offense.
And what evidence to put me other than just the circumstances?
So,
is that what it is?
okay, before you try to YouTube lawyer it up, let me inform you right now, based on reasonable suspicion,
Sure.
which is Terry v. Ohio, I can reasonably detain you for the time being for an investigation. You were up here, you're 29 years old, you were a school counselor, you were up here with a 15-year-old girl that is wearing very short shorts. She was hiding from her parents. She came walking out, most likely from the back of the bushes, wherever you guys were. Her phone was sitting on your bike. You were hiding in the woods for almost an hour. So, based on that information, at this time, I am telling you, you are not free to go.
Yes. Understand.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to make this like a race thing, but a lot of white people, I'm not gonna say white people, white men in this situation, they have this, like it's just like, it's not like a real demeanor to me. Like, they have this fake ass demeanor that they put on, this fake ass persona, like this whole, like are you hearing him, or are you just like, you're listening to him so you can rebuttal or say the right thing or not say the wrong thing? You know what I'm saying? Like, this nigga has a smile on his face. He keeps saying, sure. All right, if it's sure, and you know the circumstances, why does it seem as if you're surprised? Why does it seem as if you're clueless? Why does it seem like you don't know why you're here? You don't know why we're keeping you here. It's like, duh, come on. Like, and then he's gonna say, what evidence do you have other than the circumstances? And my nigga, that's the evidence, the circumstance. That's the evidence, literally. That's why you're here.
Wait next to your bike.
I will. Thank you.
Hey, Jeff. Yeah, there's something weird about that.
100%. 100%. And this nigga's a school counselor. The school counselor needs counseling. Like, what are we doing?
This guy. He's weird. He's smirking when he's asking if he's free to go. I'm informing him no. He's asking why not, and he's sitting there smirking.
Following this discussion, a decision is made.
Do you have your cell phone on you? Let me see your cell phone. Based on exigent circumstances and the fact that you could be destroying evidence of a crime, taking your phone for the time being.
You can do that?
Yes. Okay. Have your daughter's phone?
It isn't long.
You can do that? Before you even get an answer, you're giving it to the nigga. Like, at that point, why even ask the question? Why ask it?
Long before the detectives arrive and the deputy briefs them about the situation.
But his behavior is off.
Sam is brought into a vehicle to speak with investigators. He's Mirandized and tells them that he's been a high school counselor at Shelton High School for 7 years. He works specifically with the freshmen, overseeing about 400 students.
Because of my age, demeanor, I'm the softest landing, meaning I'm the most approachable. I come from a place of really, soft-heartedness. They were like, you should be the freshman guy. So I usually pick a handful of kids that I really deeply invest in.
Sam explains that the 15-year-old girl is one of those students.
So what brings you then to where we're at here?
Yeah. One of my students that I've gotten to know really well, who's in my DBT, dialectical and behavioral therapy group, who's somebody who comes and checks in with me pretty regularly. And so she recently had some kind of abnormal home situations. And so we've been staying in better contract electronically about what's going on.
Sam tells them that the abnormal situation was an argument between the teen and her mother.
She ended up, in her words, punching a tree and showing me pictures of how bruised up her fists were, her right fist was. And then she sent me a picture of her bruised forehead from her and her mom both said that she had smashed her head into the wall repeatedly because she stated that they were not listening to her.
Sam reveals that.
So we contact authorities. We take screenshots of the evidence and send that to authorities. We take this girl to a behavioral therapist. We get her actual fucking help. We don't go meet with children in the woods just because they're punching trees and smashing their head in the wall. We're not doing that. You know what I'm saying? This is your 29-year-old college-educated man. If he wants to, he don't even look like he classifies himself as a man. He might be a they/them.
But this isn't the first.
But I say all that to say, you have the common sense to do the right things, to take the right actions, especially this is your job. You only do, like he's been saying, he's been doing this, 7 years? You only do what you're comfortable with. You know what you're going to get away with, especially if you're doing the wrong things. You're like, all right, I can go this far. I've done this before and I've never been caught. I can get away with this. You know what I'm saying? If you genuinely were on that, you would have got this girl the help that she needed, because you can't help her. She's punching trees and smashing her fucking head in like a lunatic. What are you going to do?
Time he's been in trouble at work because of his inappropriate behavior with students.
That was a conversation that I had with HR and my evaluator earlier this year, because I was allowing students to reach out to me via Google Voice and Instagram to be able to get a hold of me when they were having problems and going through things.
Investigators reached out to Sam's now ex-wife, Rachel, and she told them she always had an issue with Sam's boundaries with his female students. In an EWU exclusive interview, Rachel discussed a particular incident between Sam and a different student than the one he was caught with.
But she had said a few inappropriate comments, and I had come back with, hey, that makes me uncomfortable. That should make you uncomfortable. Why haven't you said anything? Because letting it slide communicates that you like that attention from her, and she should be, assigned to someone else, and he didn't do it. He would have a game theory over Discord late at night. So it was, I think it was late Friday nights or something. But sometimes he would be up until midnight. I get wanting to do this thing with your students, but that's pretty late.
So there was one parent that had agreed initially, and then at one point they said, yeah, I don't feel comfortable with this anymore. Mr. Caffey dropped an F-bomb, and it sounded like they were talking more as friends than as a counselor, and I was willing to submit records of all the text message exchanges to try to state it, that there was no malfeasance here. And that's not what they were looking for. They just needed to document that they had that conversation, and they reviewed what grooming policy looked like, as well as electronic communication. And they had asked me to cease electronic communication with students, or else further disciplinary actions would happen. And I did that with some students, but not all students.
Okay.
And that's kind of what led me to these circumstances here.
In her interview, Rachel shared that even Sam's own friends had noticed something was off.
One of them had said that they always got a weird feeling that he liked the attention he got from female students that he worked with specifically.
So let's talk about these circumstances here. What's going on here today?
Yeah. I talk pretty regularly.
This is a massive understatement, as will soon become clear.
And it's like, I get it. Well, I don't get it. I won't. One thing about having a mature perspective on life, you gotta see as many angles to situations as possible, right? If this guy didn't have a wife, never had a girlfriend, never had any, female attention, never felt validated from that side of the spectrum, never, interacted with women, never had good interactions with women, like those sort of things, and he just had a trail of just bad experiences that put him in the situation, that would be more understandable. But this nigga literally was married. He had a wife. Before she was his wife, that was a girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, he's not a hideous dude. Like, you can literally get that attention that you want from women that are of age, that are in your age range. You know what I'm saying? That are in your bracket, that are socially responsible for being able to say, okay, I'm gonna deal with you because I'm able mentally and verbally to make that decision. Not somebody who's underage, somebody that you have a position of authority over, somebody that looks to you like a prominent figure. It don't even got to be a prominent figure in society, but definitely in that school. You know what I'm saying? You're a school counselor. You have merit. You have I'm struggling to bring the words to my tongue right now, but you're somebody who holds a high position of power in regards to a regular high school student, especially a freshman. You know what I'm saying? They ain't been there. That's their first year of high school. They don't know no better. So the fact that you're this communicative and this wanting to be involved in a child's life so much to the point where you're out in the woods with them doing God knows what and then trying to cover it up, is just like, it's nasty, bro. It's nasty.
Reveals that he mostly communicated with the student over Snapchat, but also spoke on Instagram. After the fight with her mom, Sam claims the student said she wanted to talk to him.
I feel like he was kind of like wanted to be like a white knight and just kind of like save them all, was kind of the impression for a while.
Yeah. I suggested that I come out and check in with her, and I initiated that.
Okay. So why the personal check-in when you guys had clearly been communicating via social media?
It's different face-to-face.
Okay. How did you know where to pick her up?
Because I have access to her address, and I had...
Via the school's database? Okay. Is that something you're supposed to use for off-duty purposes?
No.
According to the school's IT department, the last time Sam accessed the school's student database was back in March, meaning that he hadn't recently looked up her address.
Tell me about what happened when you showed up.
She said that she was going to go on a run and that she was going to meet me at her mailboxes.
Okay.
And so I drove and sat and saw her run by the mailboxes, and she saw me, and she ran up to me. And then she was worried, and we were worried that Mom and would come by the driveway and see us, and she was worried about that. So she hopped on the back, and we puttered up here.
Okay.
We pulled off, and then we stood and we talked.
Sam claims that they were only speaking for 10 minutes when the girl's mother and stepdad arrived. However, the fact that she was gone long enough for them to become concerned puts this statement in doubt.
And so I stepped forward and hopped into the bushes.
Why'd you do that?
1, Mom wasn't aware that we were up here. 2, my fear was I've already had a conversation with my district and my HR around student contact, and that this clearly put my job at risk.
At any time did you come out and say, hey, it's me?
Yeah, that's exactly what I did.
How far into the conversation was that?
He had shot his personal weapon into the air twice.
What do you mean personal weapon?
He had a firearm, and so he shot his firearm twice on 2 different occasions.
That had to be disconcerting.
Definitely was.
Was he saying anything when he did that?
Yelled out, she's 15.
According to police documents, they found casings on the ground near the mother and stepdad's vehicle. It was soon after this that Sam finally came out of the woods.
I just said, hey, it's me. Let me explain myself.
Did he?
A little bit. He was pretty upset. Said he had every right to put my face through my...
The teen's mother and stepdad revealed that this wasn't the first shocking incident involving Sam. On January 22, 2023, a few months earlier, they had taken their daughter snowboarding when Sam seemed to show up randomly and attach himself to their group. He made 3 passes down the mountain with them. The stepdad said that he wouldn't let the girl out of his sight during this incident, but saw that at one point the 15-year-old noticed she lost her nose ring, and Sam took out his earring and gave it to her to wear. He also took a video of her snowboarding on his phone.
Are you required to be licensed to be a school counselor?
I have a certificate.
Okay. That's probably in jeopardy because of this contact, which tells me that there's some...
So, if you get a certificate, you could be a school counselor at any school. Not saying that it's probably easy to obtain that certificate, but it's like, what's the degree of difficulty as opposed to having licensing and having a certificate? You know what I'm saying? It's kind of crazy.
Something profoundly different about this contact or this relationship that you have with this student, that you're willing to put all that away and jeopardize all of that. Why her? Why are you risking everything for her?
I don't think it's just, like, I think if you look at who I choose to invest in, like, I work this job with my heart on my sleeve all the time.
Okay.
And so, yeah, especially through the last couple months of this year, like, I've maybe overstretched in my professional boundaries, but in a place of, like, I know what I'm doing is supporting kids. I thought having a familiar, comfortable face that she trusted to tell her that it was going to be okay was helpful.
Okay. Because I'm going to tell you exactly what this looks like and exactly what it smells like, and I think exactly what it is. Okay. This is grooming behavior. Okay. And as a counselor, I know damn good and well you know exactly what that is. Okay.
Soon after detectives arrived, the 15-year-old girl was transported to the hospital due to the threats she had made. She was then enrolled into a long-term psychiatric treatment facility, and according to police documents, she was extremely affected by what had transpired between her and Sam.
See, and that's the thing, right? That's the help, you know what I'm saying? That's the help that a child would need in that situation. So she's coming, like, if you're genuinely not trying to take advantage of this girl, not leading her down the path, like they said, grooming behavior, you're not, you know what I'm saying? You're not leading her to, like, okay, I'm showing you that I'm the only person that you can trust. I'm the only person that you could come to. I'm the only person you could talk to. You know what I'm saying? If you feel some type of way, you only meet with me. You know what I'm saying? Don't even go to your mom. Don't go to your stepdad. You come to me. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. If you generally weren't on that, the moment that she started coming to you saying that she's punching trees and bashing her head and getting into arguments with her parents, you take that child to go see a behavioral therapist, some type of psychiatric hospital, some type of, you know what I'm saying, therapy, some type of, like, I'm not trying to job shame, but you're a school counselor. You're a school counselor. What the fuck can you do? Like generally, what can you do? If a child is genuinely feeling some type of way where they want to do harm to people, do harm to themselves, do harm to the world, anything, what can you do? Your job literally as a school counselor is to point out these things before they get to that level, and then you direct that child in a direction of help. You know what I'm saying? Real help. People that don't have certificates, people that have licenses, people that, you know what I'm saying, are literally, like, it's literally their job to help the kids that need that specific type of help. That's what you do as a school counselor. You lead them there. Hey, you didn't do that. You know that you weren't doing that. You know that.
She couldn't talk about it without having an emotional breakdown. However, she would eventually speak, revealing that the worst details are yet to come.
I'm going to be honest with you, you up. Okay? You know that.
Yeah.
You crossed about every ethical boundary that exists.
Professionally, yeah.
Absolutely. I don't think it's for altruistic reasons, okay? I think that your relationship with this student in particular has crossed over from being a counselor-student relationship to a relationship between a man and a woman, okay?
I think at this point, I would like a lawyer in order to further have this conversation.
Okay. That is your right.
After refusing to speak, Sam was eventually released and allowed to leave without charges. However, the investigation continued. Rachel, who had no idea where Sam had been or that he had been meeting a student, became an unlikely wealth of information.
The detective was essentially like, if you want to be done, you can be done. But if you want to see if you can get any information to help our case as well, and you're like, willing to do that, then like, that would be great. And I was completely done before then, but it was kind of like I'm going to manipulate the manipulator a little bit to get information from him.
After talking with Sam, Rachel spoke with a detective.
I let him stay with me that night because I was worried about him.
Did he make statements?
Oh, yeah.
That night he did?
Yeah, there was something that night. And then reading the report, because I got the report already, and I read it. It's just kind of like, wow, like, he did completely manipulate her too, being like, if this got out, I'd myself.
According to police documents, not only had Sam told the student his plan if they ever got caught, but there had been a time when he thought they'd been caught, and he almost attempted to carry out his plan. In her interview, Rachel explains that earlier that year she and Sam had experienced problems and separated before reconciling. During the separation, they had dated other people and later discussed those relationships when they got back together.
He told me he had gone on a few dates with someone who was younger than me, but he had said that things had just gotten like romantic with someone around Valentine's Day.
What Rachel hadn't known at the time was that Sam had been referring to the student. Since her phone had been seized by police, they discovered that the 15-year-old had written messages to Sam in her Notes app. One message seems to confirm this date of Valentine's Day and reads, "I already had thought about us being each other's Valentines because we were super flirty. Then you started hinting to me that you might be getting me something, so I wrote that note and made you that bracelet. So I'm always with you." She goes on to say that never in a million years would I think that this is what was going to happen. Based on the note, the student would have just turned 15 a month prior. Police also found a photo time-stamped February 14th, showing a heart-shaped box of chocolates, what appears to be marijuana, and 2 vape cartridges. It was revealed that Sam...
What in the fucking Gen Z love package is that? A heart-shaped chocolate, weed, vape cartridges. This is not fun. Like, this is genuinely nasty nigga behavior. Like I'm saying, it's like, I don't know what it is. The people that's in positions to be closest to kids is the ones that take advantage of it. And it's just like, how do we stop this? How do we vet these people better? Like, how do we put the more responsible people in these situations so that these weirdos can't, like, they can't even apply? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do we test the people, like, test their character, test their heart? Like, why are you doing this? Why are you in this? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you have to gain from this? Because a lot of these niggas, bro, this is what they want. They want to gain validation from children. They want to gain a source of power over somebody that they know will not even fight against it. Damn, we abusing the soundboard, Chad. Niggas don't want to play. Let's keep going.
Also bought her a pink sweatshirt, an anime keychain, a stuffed animal, a book, and a hair treatment. Sam also kept her vape pen in his office so she could use it at school and not get caught.
Later, he had told me that he had kissed someone on Valentine's Day.
The student eventually began speaking with a new counselor who told detectives she and Sam would meet on the school campus and go into a closet. In fact, they had also met up at the same location where they were eventually caught on several other occasions.
Did he refer to her as girlfriend? Like after this all?
Yes. At points that like they were. girlfriend and boyfriend, like they had like done that.
The student had a contact in her phone named My Love with a red heart emoji. When selected, it opened Snapchat and started calling Sam Caffey. If this wasn't concerning enough, in one note intended for Sam, she wrote, I remember the way you would look at me and the way you grabbed my waist. I remember how you would hold my face and tell me how much you love me. As well, in a Snapchat message, she told Sam, I'll always love and support you. I'll never abandon you. I will never leave you, Sam.
Did he say he loved her? He told me that he had said that.
Though he hadn't cooperated previously, Sam eventually handed over his phone password, telling investigators it was the phrase, What are you doing, kiddo? In Sam's Snapchat data, they found a video he sent to the student where he filmed himself driving and saying, I love you, and yeah, I miss you. I think about you all the time. As horrifying as this was, it was only the tip of the iceberg. Rachel reveals another twisted element, that Sam's pattern of behavior had started much earlier.
I did want to say that, like, I was a current student, Sam's first year. I think you already know that.
While they didn't interact when Rachel was a student, she explains that she had been 19 when they matched on Tinder, and he was 26. She also shares that he'd already dated someone from her graduating class before meeting her.
But I remember asking Sam if he had remembered me. And he said, obviously he did because he had, like, looked me up. But he said that he did, and that he had liked the way that I looked at him, even though I'd only looked at him like twice.
In her EWU exclusive interview, Rachel reflects on why Sam had dated her when she was 19.
My best friend, I think she put it really well one day when we were talking about it, and she said that I was probably just the acceptable version of what he wanted.
Did you ask him if there was ever anyone else? Other students?
Yes.
Though Sam had been caught acting inappropriately with one student already, she wasn't the first. Another student eventually came.
This nigga low-key look like Ellen DeGeneres. Every time they show that picture, it just Ellen DeGeneres pops in my head.
Forward and shared that earlier that same year, when she was a freshman, Sam began calling her into his office to check on her. She said that by December or January, they were talking nonstop and had added each other on Discord and Instagram. This student reported that Sam would hug her, which she described as really awkward because it felt like a romantic hug since his arms were around her tightly and she could feel his hand on her lower back. He also bought her presents, such as earrings, a Nintendo DS, stickers, and snacks.
He had said there was only one other student that he had said, I love you to.
This first student said that Sam told her he loved her and asked, Do you love me too? She said she agreed, but didn't mean it in a romantical way. The student said it got progressively worse throughout the following weeks because Sam told her she was his dream girl and that he fantasized about her and saw a future with her. A couple days after her 15th birthday, she walked into his office and Sam told her 3 more years and that he would wait for her because he saw something in her. She said it just got so gross to the point where
Yeah, see, like this nigga was just like a serial groom. You know what I'm saying? Like the men that want first dibs at young women. Like they're genuinely out there. It's like the older men who date women who are freshly 18, they already get looked down upon, even though like it's lawfully you can do that. You know what I'm saying? You can. Ethically, people look at you like you're strange because why are you 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, etc. Like going up in age, dating a girl as soon as you turn 18, dating a girl as soon as you turn 19. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people in society look at that as like, what do you have in common with an 18 or 19-year-old who's just starting their life when you've been an adult for almost a decade and some change? You know what I'm saying? So even though lawfully you can't get in trouble for doing that, society already looks down up at those people. Now imagine a person who's literally as soon as a girl becomes a freshman, you're talking about I will wait for you because I see something in you. You're counting down the years until she turns 18. After she just turned 15. I'm telling you, these niggas are sick. Like in situations like this where men get caught grooming young women or having relationships with young women, and I'm not saying young women as in 18, 19, I'm talking about underage, brother. We got to castrate these dudes. You know what I'm saying? And I think it go on both sides because it's a lot of women who are getting in trouble for having relationships with younger men in these school situations too. You know what I'm saying? The world is just in a weird place where they're like, this is becoming so common that people are turning a blind eye to it. You know what I'm saying? People are like, oh, they're trying to normalize it in a sense where it's like saying, oh, this just happens, or this has just been happening. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is nasty. This is nasty.
Didn't feel safe in the school anymore.
They're actually, what we do know is the two girls are very similar.
Really?
Yeah, like the situation and the gifts and the dating and I love you, and that she's been extremely messed up too.
This student eventually left the school because she didn't feel safe or comfortable. Returning to the student that Sam had been caught with, there are a few final horrific details.
Then there was the statement of like, she told him she didn't want to, and he said it would be making love.
So,
yeah. And so,
15-year-old.
The student revealed that she had sent Sam photos of herself and that he had actually been to her house on at least one occasion, possibly more. In one incident, they watched a movie in her bed and Sam performed inappropriate acts on her. Sam was charged with the assault of a child in the 3rd degree, and distributing a controlled substance to a minor. On June 2nd, he was arrested.
Go ahead and interlace your fingers and turn around, palms to the ground. Okay. Very much.
It was eventually revealed that the reason Sam had gone to see the 15-year-old student that day was because she was going to stay with her dad, and he came to give her, quote, one last kiss before you go.
Hey, Sam, so I'm not going to ask you any questions, okay? I just wanted to say something real quick, if that's okay with you. So listen, I know people make mistakes, right? Okay? This is not equaling a conviction right now, it's just probable cause, okay? I know people make mistakes. That being said, it's not the end of life, right? Okay? So if you could please do me a big favor and do everyone a big favor and take care of yourself and not do anything kind of silly and rash, because that's going to put a lot of pain on other people, and we don't need that, okay?
Sam later agreed to give a statement where he said that since being in jail, he has done a lot of introspective thinking. He stated he abused his position as a high school counselor and took advantage of his access to the students. However, he also said he wasn't a predator and never committed similar crimes with other students. Despite this, court records note that there is a chance there are possibly more victims. Sam Caffey pled guilty to the charge of assault of a child with an enhancement due to abuse of trust. His educator's certificate was permanently revoked. He was sentenced to 41 months in prison, must register as a offender, and will be under a supervised probationary period of 19 months upon his release.
Yeah.
Yet this nigga's life is ruined 100%, and rightfully so. You know what I'm saying? You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. You don't take advantage of children just because you have a job title that easily allows you to do so. You know what I'm saying? Easily allows you to do so. We gotta vet better. It's your boy RushMoreRick. If you enjoyed the reaction, leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. I appreciate y'all for watching. We out of here. Deuces.